Welcome to this day 3 of the 30-day frameworks course we've been doing together. Looking forward to meeting some people who've been following along these videos tomorrow evening, Sunday evening. Day 3 is entitled, Is Jesus Really the Foundation for Our Church Life? And I wonder what your answer just to that question was when we thought about St. Mary's. Thinking about going, growing, serving, which is familiar to some of us. Thinking about what we hear week in, week out from the Bible, thinking about what we speak about with each other after church, or when the lockdown hit, what were the things we really wanted to say to each other and to make sure we were doing. When I first went through this book, this study really cut deep into my heart when that question of what happens when we make God, mission, or the Bible the foundation of church life instead of Jesus. And there are examples given of situations where people have said they're worshipping God and may even have believed they were worshipping the God of the Bible and have ended up killing Christian people. Or when people have been determined to do good for other people and have found the pressure of it overwhelms them. Compassion fatigue sets in and they end up abusing the people that they were planning to help. Or when people have been totally obsessed with the Bible and yet the only effect they seem to have on people is to make them feel guilty or to judge everybody and elevate themselves. We know what it's like when people make these three things the centre. But contrast that to when Jesus really is the foundation of a church's life. There's a joy and excitement and natural ease with which people share the good news about him. People don't need to be told to talk about him. They just want to because he's everything to them. And something I found actually in conversations with Christian people, in my own life as well, but before I started reading the Bible, basically, is there was this sense of joy and gladness when I heard Jesus teach something, mixed with a kind of drudgery and dread when it came to doing evangelism, whatever that meant, or having big apologetics discussions about God or the idea of God, or trying to persuade people that God isn't dead, or things like that. Or when we opened the Bible and there were large bits that everyone was telling me weren't really about Jesus. And it was like, well, where is that joy? Where is that gladness? Where is that amazement I found at seeing the cross and Jesus bleeding and dying to save me and to save the church? Or Jesus obviously loving and caring for everyone who met him in the Gospels. Often Christians feel like that. I think some who came on the Sunday evening, the first introduction, said that they find the Gospels to be attractive and wonderful, but when it comes to other parts of the Bible, they just don't know what relevance they have to Christian people. The following page, when it looks at that chapter, John 5, I hope that you had a chance to read it in its entirety. There are two verses here that when they've been pointed out to me in the past, I've had to look at them again and wondered if Jesus really is saying what he says here. In particular, John 5 verse 39 and John 5 verse 46, as those two verses that specifically say to some skeptical people who claim to love the Bible, who claim to love God, who claim to love mission. It's astonishing that Jesus says this about the scriptures. The first, in John 5:39, you diligently study the scriptures because you think that in them you have eternal life. These are the very scriptures that testify about me. Yet you refuse to come to me to have life. It's very clear whether we're really listening to the Bible or not by how we respond to Jesus Christ. And then that other verse, even more striking, particularly looking at those first 5 books of the Bible, the books that we find most obscure and feel are ancient and irrelevant. Well, Jesus says, Moses wrote about me. So if we are reading those bits of the Bible and not discovering that Jesus is our foundation as we do so, then Jesus says we're missing something in those books of the Bible. Very challenging times on this day. I look forward to discussing further with those who are able to join at the Zoom sessions on Sunday evening. There's just one more video session tomorrow before we meet again on Sunday.